My name is Marvin Gross and I'm from Denver, Colorado. I've only been in the trucking industry 4 years. I was a drywaller for 18 years, so a lot of heavy work. Changed over because I wanted something, I wanted to see the country a little more. My kids were older, it didn't matter if I was around the house as much. In the 4 years that I've been doing, that I've been driving, I've only done flatbed and I've only done step deck. Mostly it's building materials, sheetrock, steel. I've done a lot of forklifts, a lot of man lifts, things along that nature. Because Bennett is so diverse, I would like to look into some of the, where they're moving the military equipment, where they're moving the, anything that is explosive, flammable, stuff like that. I would like to get into maybe something along those lines. I haven't looked that much into it because I never knew anything about it until I started with Bennett, but it sounds really interesting actually. Now, how I came to Bennett was, I started almost 2 years ago asking anybody and everybody that I could talk to about whether they thought it was worth being their own boss, running their own truck, owning their own truck. And I probably talked to in the 2 years, I probably talked to, I bet close to 300 people, and I bet 50 of them were Bennett drivers who said, go drive for Bennett because we make money. They're not perfect, but they really try and they really back up everything they do. In my first year, I want to teach myself to be profitable, to know how to go after the loads, to almost make relationships or friends with all the agents. So it's not difficult to make the money that everybody else seems to be making or says they're making. It's not only about the money though. I like the idea of being out on the road. I like the idea of having to think about how you're going to strap this down, how are you going to get this secure. That's my 1 year goal, to go further down the road. I would like to think about maybe adding a truck or two. 2 to 5 years to having 3 or 4 trucks total. That would be a good goal. Right now I'm driving a 2016 Peterbilt 579 and I have a 48-foot step deck. I've driven both step deck and flatbed. My most experience is actually with Kenworth, the T680, like that truck. This is actually the first Peterbilt I've had, and so far it's been a good truck. I would say I had 2 mentors. The first one would be, his name's Dan. He's actually my neighbor that lives behind me. He was a truck driver all his life and now he's retired. And the other one is Mike Selma, who actually referred me to come work for Bennett. Nobody influenced me to get into trucking. It's something I've always wanted to try, probably since I got out of the Marine Corps. But I always had, with little kids, I didn't figure I had the right to go into something like that where I was gone all the time. Because I really believe, you need to be there for your children. And now my youngest child's 21, my oldest is 28, so they still need me, but it's not like they're little kids.